is that when you're composing, when you're working to a song, is the experience you had with Lighthouse in the late 60s, early 70s became something useful for you? And do you remember those times when you played live with that?
Well, I think I've always written songs, even when I was quite young, and it's been something that's always been part of my music. I haven't focused so much, that I just write songs, but I have done that over the years. Was the process with the early group useful? I'm sure it was.
Sure.
Yeah, of course, because that was all songs. So there's been periods where it's been all songs, but now I'm interested in the orchestra and the symphony and the concert stage. But I love the voice. I write a lot for the voice and for choir. I wrote a song cycle last year for mezzo and chamber orchestra, and now I'm writing a new song cycle for the Toronto Symphony for mezzo and symphony orchestra. So I use the voice a lot. I really do. I love that.
Well, you get tired to playing in a band that shouldn't just compose after some years.
Why did I?
Yeah.
It's just a natural progression of music for me. I mean, I've probably tried everything in music, probably everything that you could try. And what I'm doing now with the pencil is the basis of my music. That's the way I create music, with the pencil, and then I go to the performance. And so, I mean, it's somewhat just about the pencil, and I've eliminated a lot of other distractions about music.
Ask a comparison of work with you and the director Cronenberg, Barton, and Jackson. What there is a different approach to work.
Also Scorsese.
And Scorsese. And Scorsese.
Well, yeah, those are great directors, and they have different techniques.
Yes.
About how they work, and you just fit in. You fit your work in with theirs. You want to have a good, to make good films, you need a good balance with all the arts of the film: cinematography, editing, direction, production design, music. All these things, they must be balanced evenly to make the film. And then if you have done that, everything can rise up and become greater than the parts. And that's really what you're hoping for with these directors, to add something to the whole that makes it rise a bit, makes it, live.
I think that one of the most disturbing soundtrack in my life was the one you made for Crash.
Right.
And can you tell me something about the inspiration for this?
Well, David, we call that guerrilla filmmaking, because we didn't have a very big budget to do it. And I had done scores like The Fly and Dead Ringers. They used orchestras, Naked Lunch. So this was score, didn't have the budget really for orchestra. And before Crash, there was M. Butterfly. And for that score, the first time I had two harps, orchestral harps, the big harps. And I put them in the orchestra left and right like that. And then when I started to write it for Crash, I thought, it would be interesting, what could I write for three harps? And I put them, it was kind of a sonic experiment with surround. I put them left, center, right, three harps. And then the piece was, I just transposed the piece for the guitar, 6 guitars. So I had left 2 guitars, center 2 guitars, electric guitars, and 2 here. And then I recorded them like this in surround, the harps and the guitars. And then I added 3 woodwinds for melodies and lines, and 2 percussionists playing all metal percussion, because it was cars, so all metal. And then this electric sound from the guitars, all recorded live. And then I recorded these parts And then I mutated the score. I took maybe 25% of it and resampled it and slowed it down and looped it, and I did a lot of processing to it. So it was kind of an electric acoustic experiment.
Going through the films that you scored, one notices that very often these films end up getting nominated at the Oscars, most recently Spotlight. Is that coincidence, or do you just have a knack for working with the right people at the right time?
Well, I think they're good films, yeah. I mean, I'm always looking for films that are emotional, that move me, and I think I'm able to connect on certain subjects. I just finished a film called Denial with Nick Jackson, and that's a very good film as well. It's coming in September. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to connect with stories that I think I would be good at telling.
So you just have a really good taste in movies then? It's probably that then.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to find things that I think I could work well with, and with artists that I can also collaborate with.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go to the last question, please.
Working at for Lord of the Rings has been, I think, even for you as a composer, a long journey with this massive production and stuff. My question on that, first, how do you manage to survive all the journey, and composing for the Hobbit trilogy has been easier after that?
You take things in small sections, is how you do a project like Lord of the Rings, which went on for almost 4 years. But what you do is you just work each day, and you ask yourself, what can I create today? A few bars, a few pages, and the journey is very long, but it's good not to look so far ahead. And we did a concert in New York, and I brought Tolkien's papers from Marquette University, it's in Wisconsin, and we put it in a library in New York, and you could see his process, like how he created the book. And he was trying to figure it out as well. He couldn't, had drawings of the lunar, things that were happening, the moon, the seasons. He was trying to understand how these parts all fit together to tell the story. And we did the same thing. It was just going, one step at a time. And really, you can apply that principle to all work. If you think too big, it kind of crushes you. But if you think like I've written something, a few pages, a few bars, then you feel you've accomplished something, and then you go forward the next day and you build on that. Don't analyze so much. Just create, go forward. Yeah.